Cesar Villalpando is going to be the first time we meet this character. Pretty simple start, just run out here, grab a car, and head over to the garage. You're going to want to take the storm drain. Be sure not to flip your car. I like to go off that corner there. It kind of avoids any flippage potential. Going down the side can prove to be precarious at times. If you're lucky, you can sometimes bail out at the apex of your jump there, if you're going fast enough, but I didn't, so I, got angry, shook my camera a little. So just climb up there, shoot the fence out to break it, run to the marker, grab your lowrider, back into it, back into the garage, pick up your nitrous. That's going to be, just go up once in the menu, and then you should be on the nitrous, which is at the bottom of the list. And then hit space 4 times. And you'll buy the nitrous, and then you'll buy the flames. You'll be able to get out of there. Be sure, when going back to the storm drain, not to flip. Be very careful. The slower, the better, generally. That way you don't risk flipping. And activate your nitrous when down in the storm drain. Get you going real fast. And cruise on up through this route here into the lowrider meeting. Spam space a bunch to just get through the bedding. And then there's another cutscene you can skip right here. And then this mini game. Normally you're going to want to score at least 1,500 points. I like to score around 1,700, 1,800 to be safe. It's pretty easy. There's not a whole lot going on here. If you're fast enough, if you're good enough rather, you can get to perfect really quickly. And then if you get perfect hits while your score is perfect, you'll get 500 points per arrow, and that'll add up really quickly, obviously. And then you can spend the rest of the mini game, like, stretching, standing up, going to grab a bite to eat, or some water, even go to the bathroom if you're feeling risky. If you're feeling like risking it. This is pretty simple, though. I think the Steam version has issues with this minigame. So, I'm playing on 1.0. Not even 1.01, but just, the original retail release. So, and the arrows, I never really have much of a problem with them. But I know some releases, the arrows, like, skip around or do funky stuff, and that could obviously cause a headache. But yeah, I got up to 2,500, which is more than enough. I just spent the rest of the mini game sitting around. There's no penalty for that or anything. All you need to do is make sure to outscore your opponent. Sometimes he doesn't even break 1,000, so I'm surprised that he's actually getting his score so high. That's why I always say like 17 to 1,800 is good, because I'm pretty sure I failed this before with like 1,500. See, he got 1210 there, 1220. That's not a bad time. Or not a bad score, rather. Can't skip this cutscene.
You're pretty good for a beginner, eh?
Just let him underhandedly compliment you. That's good for a beginner. And then mission passed. You're going to want to head across the train tracks here. Our next destination is the Caesar mission. That's not on the map yet. But if you've kept up with your phone calls, if you've already answered the gym call, then climb up this wall here. You got to get a running jump. You can't, like, jump against the wall. You won't be able to make it. You got to get a running jump. And then I do this little fancy fall off the roof there to hang up the phone faster. And that phone call unlocks this mission. Again, it's important to keep up with phone calls, so that way, you get the right phone calls in the right places. I've seen some people answer the phone call there, and it's the gym call because they never took it either after running dog or after drive-by. And that can be annoying, so you want to make sure you're on top of your calls. Just grab the nearby voodoo from the house we entered the call, start the mission, and then go around the bend. And this race, it's pretty simple. Nothing too complicated. The hardest part of this mission for me is like the start, because you've got all these racers clumped up and they can be kind of unpredictable, and depending on the traffic they can decide to ram into you or whatever. It can be kind of a headache, so I try to get away from them as quickly as I can, and then it's pretty smooth sailing from there. Despawning traffic when I can with that camera flick. You don't have to hit the marker head-on. There's actually some leniency. You could just be near the marker, and you'll be able to pick it up. But make sure not to miss any, of course. It's kind of hard to, but, you know. Better safe than sorry. Pretty simple, short race. Shouldn't take you more than, say, a minute 20. Let's see what I get here. I think I get a 105, 106. That's a very high 105. And here, this is the chili dog. You're going to want to get this. When starting out, I just recommend getting the chili dog every time, even if your health is full or near full. It just prevents CJ from going hungry. And when CJ goes hungry, you can wind up starving to death. And that's no fun. That'll lose you some time starving to death, so I wouldn't recommend it. Just get the chili dog, you know. Do a little fancy spin around. Get out, grab the dog. If the dude isn't there, then turn your camera away from the chili dog stand and then look back, and he should be there. And then head over to Mad Dog's Rhymes. If you get a bike in this parking lot, that's really good. Take it. Bikes are always preferred for driving. Mad Dog's Rhymes is another notorious mission for beginners because you could easily wind up dead, unfortunately. It's kind of a toughie. The sliding trick is very important to get here in Mad Dog's Rhymes. Or you could just do intended strats and fight your way out if that is your forte. Cruise on up that hill there. Or if you can't make it all the way up the hill, just get out and run the rest of the way. I like to ditch my bike around here. If I have a bike. And then head on into the crib. And run past this guy. Well, actually stab him, then run past him. Skip this cutscene. Just jump when you're behind the pillar. When you're behind that pillar. And then jump across the pool there. Skip this cutscene. Guards coming. Be sure to jump into him and then try and, like, jump past. And then you shouldn't take any damage until you go to pick up the armor. So pick up the armor, then start sprinting past this guy. He should shoot you a couple times, that's fine. Pick up the book and then do the slide. Spray paint that guy. The guy on the couch should be firing at you. Sometimes he can hit you, that's kind of annoying. Blast this guy in the face. And then this guy here, be sure to get him. He can be kind of a pain. I find the safest way to do that, I don't do it in this run, but I find the safest way to get that guy is to go around his left as opposed to his right. Seems much more consistent in getting him to be sprayed in the face. Be sure not to knock over any of the guards, because if you knock them over, they'll stand up really quickly and start shooting at you again. And that's usually what ends up killing you. So I have decent health here. Grab that mountain bike that's near the door and then just head off down the hill. Same way I just did. If you see a cop bike or any sort of bike here, you can try and go for it. Cop bikes are pretty good. Otherwise, you can just pedal your way back to the burger shot. A bike is really good to have because management issues. It helps you save time on that drive. I am really amazed I didn't fall off my bike there. You can just drive into the marker and then start the next mission after this cutscene. And your bike should be very close, still in the parking lot, so just turn around and there it is. If you don't find a bike, you can just grab any two vehicles in the parking lot there. And then go ahead and make your way towards your red blip, the driver that's located on the map here. When you get close, your phone's gonna ring, he's gonna be leaving the burger shot. So what I like to do when I get a bike, I just always like to park in front of him. Riskier strats are just to bail near him and then get in the car, but I like parking in front of him because that forces him to stop. And then just hold control. Sorry, for me it's control, but hold your sprint button as you're getting in, so that way when you hijack the car, the driver dies. He doesn't cause you any problems. He doesn't, like, shoot you or anything. And then be sure not to take any damage as you're driving to that marker. And here, you're free to just rear end this guy, just hold W down. And then when you're close to the ceremony, you can just park and wait for the cutscene to play. Then skip this cutscene, and now pay very close attention to the route that I take, because it's imperative to get this quick mission pass, or whatever you want to call it, this strat here. You need to follow this exact route, even cutting through this alley. It's very important, because you got to lose the guys that are chasing you. And this is a very consistent way to do it, because if they see you ditch the car into the river here, they're going to show up and start shooting you, and it's going to be a real pain. So yeah, that's a very quick way to pass this mission, instead of having to go all the way to the pier. And then just very quickly go back into the marker for house party, the little cutscene there, and then take any car in the slot here. You're going to want to take 2 phone calls before you start the next mission. I like to just get up to this intersection, get out of my car here, answer the first one. And then very quickly skip through that phone call. Then get back in, drive a little way towards the donut shop where the next mission is going to be. Get out and take that phone call.
I want to immigrate from here.
If you get a bike around here, like on the road or something, that's very good. Like parked on the road. A bike really speeds up this drive, and it also makes the dudes at the house very inaccurate. There's a bike right there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take it. Yep, there we go. So that's pretty convenient. It's pretty much always worth going for, I think, if you have a bike on this road here. Especially for survivability, because you're able to conserve more of your health and armor, and that's very good for just business. Because the more health you have, the more armor you have on just business, the riskier I like to play it. So go ahead, grab the Molotovs here. Be sure not to get immediately back on your bike. Be sure to, like, stand there for like half a second so that CJ does pick it up, because you can just get off and then get back on your bike or back into your police car or whatever you've got, and you can just not pick them up. It's kind of annoying. You gotta get out again. So here we go, Molotov Throws. Just something you gotta get a feel for. Even I still miss my Molotovs every now and again. I ignore everybody here because my last vehicle I entered was a bike, and when your last vehicle that you've used is a bike, your AI is very inaccurate. So I just ignore everybody. I don't really get shot that much. If I did take a car, I'd shoot at least one guy, the guy at the back of the house. And maybe the guy by the stairs near the back of the house if he's being a pain. Pull out your shotgun and slide through here. You get your shotgun from the police bike. Sorry, the police car outside of the donut shop when you start this mission. You got to be sure to enter that vehicle, by the way. You have to enter the police car to get the shotgun. So don't forget to do that. And then escort Denise through this house. She can be kind of a pain. She can get stuck on things. I make sure to take wide turns around corners and everything so that she's not too hung up.
You won't be needing this now.
And then whenever she's in this room, you can just leave. And she'll come outside with you as well. I generally like to just take the voodoo here. I don't really bother with getting into my police car or get back on my bike or anything. The voodoo's right there. Unless I blew it up somehow by a poor Molotov throw, like it took a lot of damage and has exploded. I generally just use the voodoo. And then, nothing too fancy, just skirt right back to her house. Sometimes, depending on how you can park here, Denise can kind of get stuck, and her pathing will be really poor, and it'll cost you some time. So I like to park as far away from the house as possible, And sometimes I like to spin the voodoo around too, so that she has a very short path to her house. But if you park too far onto the sidewalk, she can kind of get stuck, and it's a little annoying. Can cost you a lot of time. And now everyone's favorite mission, wrong side of the tracks. Just pull up to Big Smoke's house and drive off to Unity Station. Be sure to check your ammo here in your Uzi. If you don't have a lot of ammo, like I have 90 bullets right now, which is pretty good. If you even have like less than 50, even less than 60 maybe, I would vault over the wall on the right hand side here. There's an SMG behind the wall. Just pick it up and use that on this mission. And you should have plenty of ammo. Alright, so just cruise on past all the Vagos here. There's 4 on the train right now. One of them is gonna die inadvertently by colliding with something. And then there will just be 3 for us to kill. So just pull up right here. I have a reference point for this now. I line myself up with the street light all the way over there in this corner roughly. And then I do a very slow drive onto the train, and then I very quickly just gun down all 3. And skirt. Very quickly off the train and heading back to Smoke's house. It's something I have practiced a ton. If I made it look easy, it's because I've put in so many attempts into that mission that it's no longer an issue for me at all. A lot of new people struggle with it, so don't get upset, don't get defeated if you struggle with it. You gotta find a reference point that works for you, and you gotta play it safe, you know. I kind of played it, I didn't really play it YOLO, because I knew what I was doing. I've done it so many times. But I was like, you know, driving Fords up onto the Vagos, so that I was able to very quickly dismount the train. But, you know, it just takes practice, really. There's nothing I can say. Watch the film, watch the footage, try to find a good reference point, and you'll be good to go. Just business, depending on how much health you have, is roughly how risky you'll be allowed to play this. I had a lot of armor going into this, so I played it pretty risky. I very quickly left behind the wall to gun down some dudes. And then pick up the armor if that is your desire. It's usually pretty good. And into this next section here. I kind of played this pretty sloppy. I wasn't getting the headshots that I wanted. Oh man, I really did play the second half sloppy. I mean, there's nothing really too fancy going on there. Just go for headshots and stay alive. Really, that's about it. Especially in that first room, you can take a lot of damage. The second room is not that bad. Everything's a lot closer, which sounds a little more dangerous, but you're able to get headshots off quicker than in the first room, I think. There's less obstacles to be had. And even from afar, the AI can be pretty powerful. And once you pass those 2 rooms, you just get into this auto-scroller. There's really not a lot going on here. Again, like I said, I've said that a lot, but really there's nothing going on here. Just, you know, gun down the dudes that show up, stay alive. Sometimes you can shoot that gas tank on that car through the bushes there. There's a couple guys here, shoot the gas tanks. Blow them all up. Nothing you can do, literally nothing you can do to speed up this section. Your time on this mission is all about your drive, for one, and those 2 rooms, the corridor shooting, I suppose. And this auto-scroller is just, it's kind of a break. I don't pay that close attention with this mission here. There's just one important thing to note at the end of it, and I will be sure to note it. But yeah, just gun down dudes. Pretty simple. I don't kill drivers here, I just kill passengers, because they're the ones that are shooting at you. Drivers don't shoot at you. So, once the passenger's been killed, there's really no threat going on there. Bikes, though, the driver will still shoot at you, so I just killed both the driver and passenger on bikes. There's no point in shooting the truck. The truck is pretty harmless as well. So there you go, shoot the passenger there in that car, and I just ignore him. If you really want, you can just keep shooting cars to boost your, like, Uzi skill. But I don't really bother, because Uzi skill takes a very long time to level. Generally speaking, I'll get Gangster Uzi skill around the start of this mission. Like around the start of this auto-scroller, rather. So that's pretty nice. It really helps your accuracy. But beyond that, there's really not a lot going on. Just a couple minutes of Snoozeville. We got bikes on us, man. Pretty easy to pop their heads off and nullify the threats with the mouse. This mission to me felt a lot more hectic on PS2, you know? But we're on a PC Master Race, so no worries there. Scripted cutscene, Michael Bay moment. Boom. Good stuff. These cars, just shoot them once and they'll blow up. Literally just one bullet and they'll blow up. This gate. Alright, I like to gun down these two guys and then I shoot the gate out and I don't move my mouse for the rest of the mission. And the reason I do this is so that the bike, the NRG that we use at the end of this mission, spawns. Because sometimes it won't be there. But if you do this, if you just don't move your mouse after blowing out that gate, 100% consistency. I've never had this fail me. It's always been there. So if you have problems with the NRG despawning or just not being there, try out that tactic. It's never failed me. I do it every time. And I can safely, confidently go into this garage here without worry. And see, there it is. This is going to be the ceiling grab for the grenades here. I just park it right in the corner. I get on the rear end of it. I move forward a little bit. And CJ will do the grab animation there. And I listen for the audio cue of picking up the grenades. That's how I know I've got them. This bike exit. Yeah, I failed it that time. I don't know. Sometimes you make it out through there on your bike. Sometimes you don't. The important thing is that your bike makes it out. But of course, not falling off saves a couple seconds. Just don't worry about it if you do fall off. It's fine. Next mission, Doberman. By the way, answer a phone call in the garage when you're picking up the grenades. You're going to want to do that, because that will unlock Doberman. Clean drives are always important in this game, because falling off your bike can lose you 10 seconds easily. Usually more. So, and if you fall off your bike a lot, obviously that adds up. Dismount the bike next to the marker and then get back on the bike like a half second later after you've triggered the mission. That's really important because I think otherwise your bike despawns. So be sure to get back on the bike after you triggered the mission during the fade out. You can skip the cutscene where it's just outside of the ammunition. You can skip that one little scene, but this long cutscene at Glen Park you cannot skip. And just drive your way over there. You're going to be using a lot of grenades to kill balls very quickly. And you're going to be standing in a specific spot to influence their spawns. Get off the bike around here. Look for a group of 3 ballas and just toss a nade at them. That'll start a gang war. You have to kill 3 ballas while on foot. If you only find a group of like 2, you can kill them, and then like if there's a balla car around, you can kill the driver, and that'll trigger the gang war. Stand in that specific spot, facing that direction, and throw your grenades after they've spawned. Gonna be 3 waves. This spot is what I'm talking about. This is around where I stand to have them spawn behind me. And then when they spawn, just run up, toss your nade, and kill anyone that survives the explosion. Very quick way to go through these 3 waves. Pretty painless. Grenade throws can be tricky, of course. It's easy to miss grenade throws. Sometimes it just makes no sense when they survive and when they don't. I mean, it's San Andreas for you. After the 3rd wave is dead, pick up health and armor. Very important. Very important. You can even do it before the 3rd wave if you're worried about your health. If you have like really low health or something. Just don't take any chances. And then you'll be stuck in this cutscene here. After this cutscene, you're going to kill 1 more guy with a grenade throw and then head off back to the donut shop for gray imports. One of my least favorite missions. Well, not terribly, but man, when I get a flat tire on gray imports, whoo, I am not happy. Very long cutscene. Not a lot you can do here. Except wait. Tick tock. You can skip the cutscene now when he walks out of the house. And then just very quickly run up, toss your nade, and back onto your bike. If you're not comfortable with the nade toss, you can of course just gun him down with your Uzi. But grenade toss is faster, because you can get running back to your bike quicker. Oh, bike spill. That's the worst feeling. I was probably not very happy. Man, I was probably really not happy. But there's only so much you can do sometimes with traffic. Just a quick drive around the corner to the donut shop here for the next crash mission. Be sure to park your bike around the same spot I did, because for some reason Gray Imports has a large despawn zone, so if you park too close to the marker, your bike will despawn. Parking it in the middle of the road there is pretty safe. And then off to the docks to drive through the warehouse and run over the Russian. You're going to take the storm drain for the second half of this drive here. Slow down a little bit and just veer right on down into the storm drain. Take the first right, and then you'll be on course for the marker. It's a very nice, it's a relaxing drive. I like it. It's very creative, I think, to use the storm drain to get around. Run down the keypad there, and just drive as quickly as you can through this warehouse, because you are always at risk of a tire pop, and it's the worst feeling in the world. I like to gun down these guys. I like to just shoot them so that they don't get in my way, so that they don't pop my tire. And then get some speed and run over that guy. It's not easy. I used to mess it up all the time. Getting the right angle, getting the right speed is very difficult with that. So, like anything, it just takes practice. If you get a flat tire, I just get off the bike and then I run around to the arms dealer, and then I just continue to run through the open compound to the PCJ bike that's there. And then I get on that, and I run them over with that, and then I park that in the garage here.